The call came in at 2:13 a.m. A quiet number. Unlisted. No name, no ID. Just a vibration in the dark. Aaron answered it with a trembling breath, as if his body already knew he shouldn't. "Is it done?" the voice on the other end asked. It wasn't a question. It was a command wrapped in ice. Aaron didn't reply. Not immediately. His mouth opened, but the words tangled. I left it," he said. Silence followed, deep, yawning silence, before the line clicked off. His hands were shaking now. He dropped the phone, not like a mistake but like it burned. In the corner of the room, under the flickering ceiling light, the red-stained delivery box sat unopened. He had lied. He hadn't dropped it off. He couldn't. Not after what he saw. But now that silence on the line, it wasn't just quiet. It was knowing. Someone knew. Someone always knew. A knock echoed at the door. Not loud. Just deliberate. Once. Twice. 3 times. Aaron froze. He didn't breathe. He didn't move. The knock came again. And then a voice. Female. Calm. "Nine? We saw you." The door handle turned. The lock held. For now. Aaron didn't remember standing. His legs moved before his mind gave permission. He reached the door like someone approaching a cliff's edge in a dream. Not to open it, only to listen. On the other side, silence returned. It wasn't peace. It was presence. He placed his palm flat against the door, felt the cool surface, and beneath that, something warmer, like breath. His own heart pounded too loud. If he blinked, he might hear her again. But nothing came. No more knocks. No more words. Just a single slip of paper slid beneath the door. He stared at it, afraid to pick it up. The paper looked old. Yellowed at the edges. Folded 3 times, clean creases. He bent down slowly. When he opened it, he read just 4 words. Handwritten in jagged black ink. "You didn't finish it." His breath caught. The message wasn't angry. It was disappointed. Like a teacher. Or worse, someone who knew exactly what was in the box. He didn't sleep that night. Every time his eyes closed, he saw the box. Not just the outside, he saw the inside. The flash came quick, rubber gloves, cold metal, something wrapped in black plastic. Something that moved once before going still. He hadn't opened it long. Just enough. Just a glimpse. But it was enough to undo him. He'd taken jobs from the site before. Packages, letters, even a locked case. Never asked questions. Never opened them. Until this time. He told himself he just wanted to know. But deep down he wanted to stop. And the only way to stop was to see. But now he couldn't unsee it. The blood under his nails wouldn't wash off. The weight in his gut stayed full and low, like he'd swallowed someone else's heart. At 6:07 a.m., Aaron stood in the shower fully clothed. Water scalded his skin, but he didn't flinch. The hoodie clung to him, heavy, soaked. It was punishment. Or ritual. Or both. He didn't cry. He wasn't numb either. He was something else now. Something ruined. The water ran red for a moment. Then clear. Then red again. The drain struggled. His knuckles were raw from scrubbing. The water refused to forget. He thought of the site. Of the cryptic messages. Center once. One more run, don't look inside, payment processed. His phone buzzed outside the bathroom. He ignored it. Let it ring. The voicemail icon blinked like a heartbeat. He whispered, "To no one, I didn't finish it." He left the apartment just after sunrise. No plan. No destination. Just away. He kept his hood up, eyes low, avoiding reflections. Every pedestrian looked like a threat. Every car seemed to follow. The city hadn't changed, but it had. Or maybe he had. At a crosswalk, the light turned green, but he didn't move. Behind him, someone coughed. A woman. Familiar, Dart? He turned slowly. No one was there. Just a slip of paper in the gutter. Identical handwriting. You still have time. He stared at it like it might explode. Then he picked it up and ran. Aaron sat on a bench at the edge of the park. Morning light filtered through skeletal branches, casting sharp shadows across his hands. He wasn't crying, but he looked like someone who had forgotten how. In his lap rested the second note. He read it again. And again. His fingers creased its edges, until the paper looked like a map of grief. He didn't speak to anyone. The world passed by around him. Joggers, parents, a man walking his dog, but Aaron stayed still. His stillness wasn't peace. It was paralysis. A boy passed by on a scooter and stared. Aaron didn't notice. He was watching the trees like they might speak to him. What he wanted wasn't clarity. It was silence inside himself. But even that was gone. The words from the box replayed in his mind, even though there'd been no voice. Just motion. Just breathing. He rubbed his wrists, then stopped. The stains were back. Not on the skin, but under it. Back at his apartment, Aaron stared into the mirror. Not to look at himself, but to see if anything was still there. His reflection didn't flinch. Neither did he. He opened the cabinet. Took out a razor he hadn't used in months. Not to cut. Just to feel the weight. Something solid. Something real. He placed it against the side of the sink, then picked up the paper again. You still have time. What did that mean? Time to deliver it? Time to return it? Time to destroy it? The box sat in the corner, quiet now. Like it was waiting. Or resting. Aaron said nothing. He blinked. Once. Twice. Then stared again. For a moment, he thought his reflection moved before he did. Just slightly. Just enough to doubt. But when he looked closer, it was just him. Pale, way, unshaven, haunted. A ghost pretending to be a man. Aaron opened his laptop. Why? He hesitated. Then typed the address manually. No bookmarks. No saved history. Just muscle memory. The screen blinked. Static. Then loaded. The site hadn't changed. Black background. Crimson letters. Accept or decline. That was it. No menus. No help. Just a single job. Location attached. No name. No client. He hovered over decline. His finger trembled. He clicked, accept. The screen went black. Then a new address appeared. An alley he didn't recognize. Below that, deliver by midnight. No tracking. No countdown. Just those 4 words. The site closed itself. He stared at the dark screen, his own reflection faint in it. He whispered, I shouldn't have come back. But he had. He always would. The job was never about delivery. It was about obedience. And he had just obeyed. He left before sundown. The address was in a part of the city that didn't exist on maps. Roads with no names. Buildings with no windows. When he arrived, the alley seemed too narrow for a truck, too wide for a lie. Trash spilled across the pavement like it was trying to escape. Aaron stepped in slowly. 1 foot. Then the other. There was no wind, but something cold slid over his neck. A woman's voice whispered from behind, You're late. He turned. No one there. Just rusted metal doors and broken glass. He reached the end of the alley and stopped. A new box sat there. Identical. But this time, it was marked with his name. Aaron M. handwritten, in black marker, Torrent. He stared at it like it might whisper back. Then he reached down and touched the lid. He carried the box home like it was a child. Carefully. Reverently. It wasn't heavy, but it felt like it should be. He placed it next to the first. Now there were 2. Matching in size. In wait. In fear. He stared at them, waiting for one to speak. Nothing came. But something shifted. Inside him. Or the room. The light dimmed, though he hadn't touched the switch. He turned around slowly. The hallway was empty. Then the knock came again. But this time, it wasn't the door. It came from inside the box. Just one knock. Like a heartbeat. Then silence. Aaron stepped back. His breath short. The note from earlier lay on the table. He picked it up. This time, more words were written. In the same handwriting. Same ink. She's waiting. His knees buckled slightly. Not from fear. From recognition. He knew who Shay was. Aaron tried to sleep, but the boxes made that impossible. They weren't loud. They weren't moving. But they were there. Watching. He lay on the couch, not the bed, unable to turn his back on them. He left every light on. It didn't help. Shadows still bloomed in corners. Each bulb hummed like it knew something he didn't. His phone buzzed again at 3:00 a.m. A new message. No number. Just, "We see you." He dropped the phone. This time, he didn't pick it up. Outside, a car alarm went off. Then stopped. Then started again. He looked out the window. No cars on the street. Only a woman standing under the flickering streetlight, holding an identical box. She didn't move. Didn't blink. Just stood, staring straight at his window. Aaron backed away slowly. He didn't dare look again. He didn't need to. She was already inside his head. By morning, Aaron couldn't take it anymore. He left the boxes and ran. Not metaphorically. Literally. Down the stairs, out the door, into the street. The cold morning air hit him like a slap. He kept running. Past the bus stop. Past the bakery where the smell of bread didn't comfort him. Through the park where the trees now looked like watchers. He stopped only when his legs screamed. Then he looked around. He wasn't alone. A man stood across the street. Mid-30s. Black coat. Unmoving. Aaron blinked. The man was gone. Just like that. He turned back toward home, panting, but everything looked different. Like the street had shifted while he wasn't watching. He was being led. Herded. Won. The job wasn't finished, and it was bringing him back. He went to the only person he could trust. Jenna. She hadn't spoken to him in months, not since he quit everything and disappeared into the side work. But she opened the door. Saw his face. Said nothing. Just let him in. He sat on her couch, hands shaking, while she poured coffee and waited. "What happened?" she finally asked. He looked up. "You remember when I told you I was delivering packages?" Jenna nodded slowly. "You told me not to ask what was inside." Aaron laughed bitterly. "I asked." He told her about the site. The jobs. The notes. The boxes. All of it. And when he finished, Jenna said something he hadn't expected. "I got a package too." He stared at her. "You what?" She nodded again. 3 days ago, no label, just left on my doorstep. And Aaron, it had your name on it. The box Jenna received was smaller. Square. Wrapped in plain brown paper. No tape. Inside was a photograph. An old one. Aaron and Jenna as kids, maybe 10 years old, standing outside their childhood house. But something was wrong. Jenna pointed. "Look closer." In the background of the photo, half hidden in shadow, was a man. Face blurred. Wearing a delivery uniform. Holding a box. Same size. Same shape. "That's not possible," Aaron whispered. This was taken 20 years ago. Jenna didn't respond. She didn't need to. They both knew now. It wasn't a job. It never had been. It was a pattern. And they were part of it. Aaron wanted to burn the photo. To pretend it didn't matter. But it did. They both felt it. Jenna paced. Her eyes darted to the door every few minutes. "We need to go to the police," she said. "And say what?" Aaron snapped. "We're being haunted by boxes?" Silence. Then the doorbell rang. Both froze. They hadn't heard anyone approach. Jenna opened the curtain. No one. Just a package sitting on her welcome mat. This one was different. Black box. Tied with a crimson ribbon. "Don't," Aaron said. But she was already moving. The moment her fingers touched the ribbon, every light in the house flickered. Then went dark. Aaron whispered, "We're not delivering anymore. We're being delivered to Pogwa." Jenna's house was pitch black. No hum of appliances. No street noise. Even the ticking clock on the wall had stopped. Aaron fumbled for his phone. Dead. Jenna's was too. They lit candles and sat in silence, boxes untouched. Jenna whispered, "It knew we were talking." Aaron nodded slowly. "It always knows." He stood and stared at the box with the red ribbon. "We shouldn't have touched it." Jenna's voice broke. I think I saw my dad holding one once, before he disappeared." Aaron looked at her stunned. "You never told me that." She shook her head. "I forgot. Until now." The room creaked. Not the house, the room. Like something shifting just beneath the walls. The candle flickered violently. Then stillness. Aaron took a step back. Jenna whispered again, "It's not the boxes, it's what they remember." The flame went out. They drove. No plan. No direction. Just away. Jenna gripped the wheel like it might vanish if she let go. Aaron stared out the window. Empty roads. Towns that didn't seem real. Lights that flickered and died as they passed. "Do you think it follows us?" Jenna asked. Aaron didn't answer. He didn't need to. They both knew. The boxes didn't need to move. They just were. He turned on the radio, anything to fill the silence. Static. Then a voice, female, distorted, calm. "You're almost there." He snapped it off. "We need help," Jenna whispered. "We're past help," Aaron replied. As they pulled into a diner parking lot, they saw it. A delivery truck. Black dot. Parked alone. Engine off. But still humming. The side read, "On time. Every time." Neither of them moved. They entered the diner, hoping for noise, people, something normal. But it was empty. No staff. No music. No food smell. Just dust and silence. Aaron called out. No response. Jenna sat at a booth, hands shaking. "It's like a dream," she said. Aaron nodded. "The kind you can't wake from." On the counter sat a box. Smaller than the others. No ribbon. No label. Just waiting. Jenna stood. Approached slowly. Aaron grabbed her arm. "Don't." But she did. Opened it. Inside, a single item. A Polaroid. Of the two of them right now, sitting in the booth. Same clothes. Same lighting. Only difference, in the photo, the booth behind them was full. Faces staring. Every one of them holding a box. And everyone smiling. They ran. Back into the night, into the cold, into anything that wasn't that diner. The Polaroid clutched in Aaron's hand burned against his skin. "They've always been watching," he muttered. Jenna didn't speak. She couldn't. Her mouth trembled, but no words came. They reached the car, and found the truck parked behind it. No driver. No noise. Just a box on the hood. This one had a screen on top. It lit up as they approached. Static first. Then, video. Jenna's father. Smiling. Speaking, but no sound came out. Then the screen glitched. Aaron's face replaced his expression calm. Mouth moving. Jenna screamed. The box fell off the hood and opened on its own. Inside, nothing. But the message was clear. This wasn't about the delivery. It was about them. They drove in silence for hours. At sunrise, they found themselves on a road they didn't recognize. The signs were blank. The sky a dull, dead gray. Jenna finally said, "What if we never stop running?" Aaron didn't answer. He was staring at the dashboard. Every needle had dropped to 0. Fuel, dotty. Battery, that won't be. Signal. The car still moved. Not fast. Just forward. The road curved unnaturally. Too long. Too smooth. On either side, endless rows of delivery boxes, stacked like tombstones. Thousands. Maybe more. Jenna reached for the wheel. This isn't real. But it was. The road was real. The silence was real. And ahead, barely visible in the fog, was a building. No windows. No name. Just a loading dock. Their final stop. They entered the warehouse as the sky flattened behind them. No wind. No sound. Just the echo of their steps on concrete. Inside, the light was unnatural, white, humming, too even. Rows of shelving units towered above, stretching endlessly. Every shelf held boxes. Identical in shape, labeled only by names. Not barcodes. Names. Aaron found one. Jenna HM0. Jenna found one. Aaron M. They didn't touch them. Couldn't. Aaron whispered, "What is this place?" Jenna's voice cracked. "A graveyard." Then a new voice echoed, calm, mechanical, genderless. "Welcome to final sorting." They turned. No one there. But speakers in the walls hummed to life. "You have fulfilled all previous deliveries. One final action remains." The shelves began to shift. The boxes turned. Not falling, watching. A platform descended from above, smooth, silent. On it, one box. Larger. Glossy black. No markings. "Deliver to memory," the voice said. Jenna shook her head. "No more." The platform slid toward them. Aaron stepped forward. His body moved before his mind did. Jenna grabbed his arm. "Don't." But Aaron whispered, "I think I've done this before." He reached for the box. As his fingers touched it, the warehouse lights blinked once. Then again. Then off. Darkness swallowed everything. The voice returned, calm still. Memory confirmed, retrieval complete. When the lights flicked back on, they weren't alone. The shelves were gone. The boxes gone. In their place, people. Standing silently. Hundreds, died away. Faces blank. All watching them. Every one of them had Aaron's eyes. Aaron stumbled back. The watchers stared. Silent, frozen. All reflections of him. His mouth opened, but no sound escaped. Jenna turned slowly, her face pale. "They're not real," she whispered. "They're memories." One of the figures stepped forward. Not blinking. Not breathing. It raised its hand and pointed at Jenna. "She was never missing," it said in Aaron's voice. Jenna gasped. "What?" Aaron stared at the figure, then at her. "What are you talking about?" The voice replied, calm and final. "You didn't lose her. You gave her away." Silence dropped like glass breaking. Jenna stepped back. "What does it mean?" Aaron's legs gave out. He fell to his knees. I asked for this." Behind them, the other watchers began to whisper in unison. One word, delivered. Jenna stepped toward the nearest figure. "What did he give away?" she demanded. The figure didn't move. But behind her, Aaron whispered, "You." She turned slowly. "What?" He looked up, tears forming. "Years ago, I signed up for a job. Just one. The money was good. Too good. They asked for something personal. Something no one would notice missing. I didn't know what it meant. Not until you disappeared. Jenna's lip trembled. You thought I left? He nodded. I convinced myself you ran. But I knew. Deep down, I knew I delivered you. Jenna fell to the ground. And now? She asked. The voice returned. Redemption available. One more delivery required. Aaron looked at her. At the box. I can undo it, he said. Or repeat it. Aaron stood slowly, wiping tears with the back of his hand. The figures faded one by one, their whispering replaced by silence. He turned to Jenna, eyes full of something worse than fear, truth. It wasn't an accident, he said. I chose it. I thought I was choosing survival. Jenna didn't move. Her eyes stared into him. So choose now, she said. The platform slid forward again, the final box gleaming. The voice repeated, one more delivery. Aaron stepped onto the platform. I deliver myself, he said. The voice paused. Then replied, accepted. Light swallowed him whole. Jenna screamed his name, but he was gone. The warehouse crumbled in silence. All that remained was the black box, and her name written on it in red. Jenna stood in the silence that followed Aaron's disappearance. Her name on the box burned in her mind. She didn't touch it. Not yet. The warehouse was quiet, too quiet, like it was holding its breath. The walls had shifted again, but she hadn't noticed when. She turned in a slow circle. No door. No windows. Just her, the box, and the flickering lights. Aaron, she whispered. No answer. Not even an echo. Then the voice returned. Calm, low. You were never the recipient, you were the reason. Jenna clenched her fists. Bring him back. The voice replied, deliverance has cost. Would you accept return, or revelation? Jenna's eyes stung. Both. The box twitched. Not a noise. Just motion. Something inside, moving. Truth must be unwrapped, the voice said. Do not look away. Jenna stepped forward. Breath tight. She opened the box. Inside the box was a mirror. But not a normal one. It shimmered unnaturally, like liquid glass. Jenna saw herself, but not as she was. She was older. Worn. Wan. Hardened. The version of her that had never been taken. A life uninterrupted. A life without Aaron. The mirror self blinked. Then smiled. This is what you were, the voice explained. Before he traded you. Jenna staggered backward. Why show me this? The voice responded, because what was lost was not memory, but identity. The mirror self lifted its hand. A mark on the wrist. A barcode. Jenna looked at her own wrist. No mark. Just a scar she never remembered getting. He erased you, the voice said. Now choose, remain erased, or return changed. The mirror rippled. Her reflection reached out. And Jenna screamed. Jenna touched the mirror, and it pulled her in. Not physically. Mentally. Her thoughts scattered. Time folded. She saw everything Aaron never said. The moment he accepted the job. The first box. The hesitation. The signature on the screen. Her face printed on the label. The job wasn't forced. It was chosen. Aaron made the deal. One memory in exchange for peace, the voice echoed in her mind. But she wasn't just a memory. She had lived. She had loved. And now she was fragmented. She saw Aaron again, trapped, eyes vacant, inside a black room with no walls. No escape. She screamed for him. He didn't blink. To free him, the voice said, you must carry what he refused. She turned, and the mirror shattered, its shards reflecting every version of her at once. Jenna emerged into a different space. No longer the warehouse. A white corridor, endless, sterile. each side lined with boxes, each labeled not with names, but regrets. She walked slowly, lied to her, ran instead of helped, delivered without asking. Each one hers? Aaron's? She couldn't tell. The boxes began opening, one by one, releasing memories, moments she'd buried, a childhood scream, a betrayal, the night she disappeared, and Aaron's voice, whispering her name. She dropped to her knees. I remember, she cried. I remember who I was. The corridor pulsed. Lights flickered red. The final box appeared ahead. Large, sealed, unmarked. She rose and walked toward it. This ends now, she said. Her voice echoed for the first time. She lifted the lid. Inside the final box, Aaron. Not his body. His choice. The moment he signed her away, a holographic loop played over and over. Jenna stepped in. The air around her thickened. He never stopped regretting it, the voice said. But regret does not reverse delivery. She reached for the loop. As her fingers touched the memory, it burned. But she didn't let go. Undo it, she growled. Take me back, both of us. The voice fell silent, then said, exchange complete. In a flash the world fractured. Light, heat, cold, screaming. Then, silence. When Jenna opened her eyes, she was standing outside her apartment. The original box at her feet. The city was normal. But inside she knew, nothing would be normal again. Jenna entered the apartment she hadn't seen in over a year. Dust clung to the corners. The air held the memory of absence. Nothing had changed, but she had. The box sat at the center of the floor, waiting. Her phone buzzed. It shouldn't have worked. She hadn't powered it. But the screen lit up anyway. One notification. Final delivery confirmed. She turned it over. No app. No signal. No battery. Just that one message glowing. She placed it face down. She wasn't playing anymore. On the wall, her reflection stared back in a darkened mirror. Her eyes didn't look like hers. Older. Sharper. Dull. Knowing. She sat beside the box. She didn't touch it. Didn't open it. But she didn't leave either. This wasn't victory. This wasn't survival. It was continuation. She whispered, no more deliveries. But something in the silence replied, we'll see. Days passed. Maybe weeks. Jenna stopped tracking time. She didn't speak to anyone. No one called. No one came. It was as if she existed outside the calendar now. Outside consequence. The box remained sealed. She cleaned around it, ate beside it, slept near it, but never touched it. Each night she dreamed of hallways, of boxes stacked to the sky, of voices whispering the names of the forgotten. And always, always, Aaron's face. Not pleading, not blaming, just watching, waiting. She stopped dreaming eventually. Or maybe the dreams became waking. One morning, she found another slip of paper under the door. Handwritten, simple. It's your turn. She didn't scream, didn't react. She folded it, placed it beside the box, and lit a match. Smoke drifted toward the ceiling, and Jenna watched it rise, as if expecting it to carry her somewhere else. The paper shriveled, curled, and was gone. But she wasn't. She remained. Solid, noir. Still. Unchanged. Or so she thought. She stood and approached the box, not to open it, but to move it. But it didn't move. She pressed harder. Nothing. It was light once, but now it felt anchored, like it had grown roots. Like it belonged there. Or she did. She stared at it, then closed her eyes. Behind them, The world buzzed. She could hear doors opening, packages being dropped. Thousands, millions. Not outside but within her. The voice returned, calm and familiar now. "You were never a passenger." She whispered, "What am I?" The answer came from everywhere. Delivery complete. That night, Jenna left the apartment. No bag. No phone. Just herself, and the knowledge she couldn't unknow. She walked the streets without aim. But the world was different now. She could see them. The others. People who had carried boxes. People who hadn't. Some with eyes too wide. Some with hands that wouldn't stop shaking. Some whispering names under their breath. They were everywhere. Invisible to the rest. But not to her. She passed a bus stop. A man stared at her, holding a package. No logo. No tape. He nodded. She nodded back. No words. Just understanding. What? At the corner she stopped. A street sign read, "Last mile." She turned onto it and kept walking. Because the delivery never really ends. It just moves forward. She returned home one final time. The box was gone. No trace. No dust ring. Just empty space where it had always waited. But she knew better. It hadn't left. It had simply moved. Shifted. Transferred. Her reflection in the mirror smiled when she didn't. Her voice whispered when she was silent. She sat in the center of the room and breathed deeply. Then she said it aloud as if speaking to someone who'd been there all along. "I accept." Not a scream. Not a cry. Just a statement. The lights flickered. The room dimmed. A quiet knock came at the door. She didn't rise. She didn't answer. Because she didn't have to. They already knew. And outside another box waited for someone else. Someone who would say yes. One last breath. One final sentence, "It's your delivery now."